Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Nawala yung ano natin bigla, meta natin ah. Ayan, pakikuha guys yung ano, yung link para mayroon tayong ano, ebidensya. Biglang nawala bigla. Oh, alam niyo na naman yung konteksto, 'di ba? Tanggalin ko. Ano kaya nangyari dito? This is weird, man. This is weird. Screenshot ko guys Siniscreenshot ko to. Siguro ayoko na magsalita, mahirap na. Edit ko ng konti tignan natin to. Edit natin ng konti to ha. Edit natin ng konti, tingnan natin ang mangyari dito. Kasi ni-record din kasi ako na may titles and all. And siguro, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, mga kameta, ituloy natin yung discussion na yan. Let me give you a more big picture analysis kasi para wala tayong problema dito. I don't know what happened there again, no? As I said, I don't want to go into this topic kasi baka naman, ito na, mawala naman yung video natin, which is very, very frustrating. So, inulit na ko na naman mga kameta. Ang diniscuss natin is, my hope that we get investments from China and quality good investments. And that's so far, katulad ng mga sinasabi ko over the past years and so, yun po yung naging problema natin. So I've been arguing over and over again, guys. Monitor ko nga kung andyan pa rin yung video ko. Ayan. I've been saying over and over again na what we need, guys, is quality investment. So let me show you this graph. So 2018 pa lang, guys, ito po yung naging situation natin. So this is 2 years into the previous administration. And that's after all the promise was given to us na there'll be $24 billion investments. Now, if you can say, of course, this is element of time. But kasi noon pa lang, Japan talaga yung consistently big investor sa atin sa Pilipinas. And by the way, this is general net foreign direct investments. I'm not talking about specifically infrastructure investment, which was supposed to be a big part ng yung $24 billion na sinasabi nila, no? Pagdating sa Chinese investments in the Philippines. As I said, I'm 100% for quality good investments in the Philippines, including technology sector, high quality infrastructure. Kasi hindi naman tayo pwede umasa lang sa Japan or US or Korea. May limitasyon din mga yun, di ba? As much as we're thankful to our traditional allies. So I'm 100% for also productive, mutually beneficial relations with China, no? But yun nga yung naging concern natin. And I've been saying over and over again that what we need to do is to make sure that these investments ay hindi lang pangako. Kaya nga 2018 pa lang, guys, 2017 pa lang. Yeah, 2018, 2017 pa lang. I've been raising this issue na nasaan na yung investment na yan, yung $24 billion na yan, no? That we need to see what's going on here. Yun po yung sinasabi natin na concern talaga natin dito. So if you can check that article on Bloomberg, right, where you can see that really my point there in that article is the fundamental basis for the whole piece, no, and argument. Now, if you don't believe me, of course, I mean, I detailed further this issue later on in other articles that I raised, including this article in 2018, guys, the Chinese Chimera, no? So, nakita na 2018 pa lang, meron na tayong pinapoint out dito na may concern dun sa lack of delivery, no, nung itong mga investments na sinasabi natin or implementation of these investments. Again, I'm not here to say na walang silbing relation and all. I'm just saying ano yung naging areas of weakness na we have to work on. So this is another article I wrote for Law Institute in Australia naman, kung saan na-analyze ko rin tong issue ng nasaan na yung investments. Kasi ang problema sa opposition is purong tinitignan nila yung issue ng debt trap. Eh, yung sinasabi ko, guys, dito is wag natin pag-usapan yung issue ng debt trap kung wala namang investments na malalaking nangyari to begin with, di ba? Debt trap happens kung talaga na overwhelm ka ng questionable loans and investments as in Malaysia or Sri Lanka or Laos and some of these countries. But that has not been the case with us so far. And this is what I've been saying over and over again since 2017, 2018 pa lang. So if you look at even more recent pieces and analysis of what's happening dito sa Pilipinas, so for instance, this one by CNBC, it affirms what I've been saying early on pa lang na nasaan na yung mga quality investments and all. Nasaan yung quality investments and all. So that graph that I showed na early on, kapos pa rin investments, we see that it continues to be a big issue in the Philippines. In fact, there was another report, no, uh, by Bloomberg, of course, based on the analysis of Fitch ratings, which showed that Japan by far, no, is the biggest source of new infrastructure investments dito sa Southeast Asia, no? So let me pull that up so that you guys can see. Again, everything we say here may base yan, na research yan, hindi yan mga vlogger na trash vloggers, ganon. So you can see the total value of Japan's infrastructure investments actually in Southeast Asia in general ay lampas na sa $300 billion, no? And I'm not even talking about the quality issue, the reliability issue. We're talking just raw numbers here, no? As you can see, actually Japan is the biggest investor in Southeast Asia pa rin, no? In new investments, no? $367 billion yung mga new infrastructure pledges ng Japan. A lot of them are, of course, kicking in, including underground metro projects both in the Philippines and also in Saigon in Vietnam, not to mention tens of billions of dollars in investments in places like Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, among others. In Myanmar, actually, Japan was expected to invest also close to $40 billion, but of course, alam niyo naman yung nangyari sa Myanmar. No? So, what I'm saying is that the traditional partners we have proven to be really, really reliable, and especially I'm talking about Japan here, no, which has been a big source of quality infrastructure investment, including a metro, underground metro na gagawin dito sa Metro Manila, no? So this is Japan, guys. And by the way, just to be clear about it, yung subway na gagawin dito, the preliminary agreements were signed actually under the Aquino administration. Part of it was implemented under the Duterte administration, and then hopefully guys, no? Hopefully guys, before the end of the current administration, matapos na natin etong project, no? Etong underground metro project. Kasi yung kagandahan guys nung underground metro is that, diba, pwede natin maiwasan yung traffic overground, no? And again, salamat sa Japan and salamat sa multiple administration, Duterte administration, Aquino administration, different administration for contributing to that, and best wishes to the current administration, the Marcos administration, for getting this implemented, no? So between 30 to 6% of the project has been completed, diba? Base sa mga reports before President Marcos kicked in, no? Depending on how you count this, no? So ito, sana kung matapos na ito, ang ganda na ito, no, guys. Subway talagang mangyari dito. So marami tayong pwede maiwasan, yung issue ng traffic, yung issue ng land acquisitions, right of way, all of the complications that come with overground, on the ground, or skyways, and all of those kinds of more traditional infrastructure, no? So hopefully matapos natin yun. So salamat sa Japan, we're moving forward on that. But ako naman, I'm for China to invest in the Philippines. I believe that China could be a good source of investments, but we have to really negotiate it properly, guys. Yun lang naman sinasabi natin dito eh. We have to negotiate properly. Now, earlier in the term of President Marcos, there were discussions about how to make the bilateral relations more equitable, how to make the bilateral relations with China also more effective. So, you can see dito sa meeting ni President Marcos Jr. with Foreign Minister Wang Yi of China, Councilor Wang Yi, and Foreign Minister of Wang Yi of China, that we're looking at entering a new golden age of bilateral relations, no? One that is more equitable, one that is more beneficial, mutually beneficial, etc. And to that end, in fairness naman, Philippines and China relaunched negotiations, no, over infrastructure, etc. Because yun nga, ang daming mga infrastructure projects ng China na hanggang pangako lang or kulang sa financing and funding. So what we want right now is a much more concrete, literally concrete, no, advancement pagdating sa mga projects na yan. So let me go to the updates we got in this regard. So kung makikita niyo guys, na in fairness naman recently, after some concerns and complaints, there are some efforts to make sure na yung investments from China ay hopefully ma-implement na sila, no? So ito yung mga, for instance, yung na-suspend temporary na 3 railway project by Chinese companies. Ngayon, there's an effort to make sure na itong mga project ay ma-renegotiate at hopefully ma-implement, no? And implement, not just implement, but at good interest rates and hopefully good quality. And sana naman, like Japanese investments, hindi may mga local input din, especially sa label, engineering, management, hindi lang lahat galing sa China, no? So that we can also create jobs here in the Philippines, no? And also help Filipino companies to also make certain, you know, get experience at high level infrastructure development. So yun lang naman yung sinasabi natin dyan, mga kameta, yun lang naman sinasabi natin dyan na all of this online casino discussion, diba? I see that there's a lot of course, interest because we're talking about billions of pesos of yearly investments. But I think that we're missing the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is how can we get the best quality investment from China and in terms that doesn't undermine our national interest. Diba? At of course, yung national interest natin is nasa West Philippine Sea, yung integrity of our infrastructure, communications, electricity, etc. I think if we have a strong president that is not naive, that is smart, and knows the limitations of high quality infrastructure investments na matagal siya, that there will have to be discussions on interest rate, etc. I think if we go to that level, no, if we have that level of leadership and diplomacy, I hope we can get the good investments that we really need and we really want, no. So, yan. Mahirap na magsalita, baka mawala naman yung video natin. But at least I tried to get to you guys the quality part, the quality data, no, that will be very helpful for you guys to understand what we're talking about. Your salas naging PowerPoint presentation na yung ginawa natin dito. Okay? Alam niyo naman, nakaka-frustrate talaga sa akin pag nawawala yung video natin because like, I get to wonder like, what's going on? Bakit ganun, di ba? So, God willing, there's nothing serious here. And again, I've been very, very, very balanced. All right, I didn't pass judgment in either direction strongly, but of course, you know where I stand. I stand for national interest. I stand for a country, and I stand also for the, you know, I hope naman yung relations natin with any country, including China, will be really beneficial, mutually beneficial, with good quality investments, investments that give jobs to the Filipinos, that bring high quality infrastructure investment to us, and yung interest rate ay hindi mataas para hindi tayo malubog sa utang, debt trap, etc. And dapat walang kapalit pagdating sa mga interest natin dyan sa West Philippine Sea, among others. So mag-thank you po tayo sa mga sumusuporta na sa atin, kay Jocelyn Lumberio, kay Mitch Tencho, Michael Uy, Riz Ani, Dian Liasos, thank you so much sa inyo, sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa atin. I'm sorry again, I don't know what happened na bigla na naman na-cut yung yung discussion ko. Ang dami kong sinabi pala, hindi pala nakuha dito sa Facebook. Buti nga itong mga kaibigan natin sa YouTube, abutan nila yung buong discussion natin, no. So, again, let me say thank you again. Kain na tayo, medyo late na tayo sa dinner. Thank you rin kay Ma'am Fenny San Miguel, kay Lauren Abal Rodriguez, kay Tere DG Saway, kay Josephine Licandazo, sa lahat ng bigay ng stars and support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope andyan pa rin yung connection natin at hindi nawala. I don't know bakit may mga doink-doink na nangyari. So I'll keep it here. Bago mawala na naman ito, I don't know what's going on. Ay nako. You connect the dots na lang. Alright. I'll just keep it here. So maraming salamat. Kung may mga tanong kayo, paki-post sa akin. We can discuss in our next meta, etc. But at least I was able to show you the basic data, make my key points dito sa mga YouTube friends natin. At least nakikita niyo mga arguments na sinasabi natin. And don't worry, ma-upload naman lahat yan. And of course, you can catch it on my Facebook where I'm using OBS. I'll try to use OBS also for YouTube, but there are certain configurations and all I have to fix, and also privacy and security concerns. No? Kaya medyo komplikado yan, hindi yan basta-basta lahat ng mga bagay na yan. So let me thank again so much lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa atin, nagbigay ng stars, comments, suggestions, and nag-engage sa atin kahit medyo gabi na. Ayan, kaya na tayo, mag-dinner tayo. And best wishes to the Philippines and the current administration for building a stronger, robust, and mutually beneficial relations with China and our neighbors and friends. Maraming salamat. God bless. Talk to you soon.